Now, I'm going to say a word, and this word is going to start a little bit of controversy between you because this is one of the points that you disagree with. And that word is Facebook. Facebook is running right back up. It was at 185. Now it's at 230. Vitaly, you have a bull case on Facebook.
I've been buying the dip, baby.
Carlos doesn't agree. So first of all, what's your bull case on Facebook in like a minute, in 60 seconds?
Why are you? That's hard. Okay, this is like an Elon
Musk. There's the moon.
Like,
there's the moon, and we're going to it.
Well, okay. I'm gonna make this simple. There's a lot of haters of Facebook. These same haters are the ones that use Facebook, and they say, "I don't use Facebook. I use Instagram." Dude, you're using Facebook products. Okay, Instagram, WhatsApp. Like me and Carlos are texting, by the way, all the way on WhatsApp. In fact, he told me to use WhatsApp, and I can't even message him anymore. But he hates Facebook. So that's my point, that there's a negative image, but still people are using the products. Hold on. Let me finish my shit.
Now you got it. You got it.
Okay. So we're using those products, but that's actually not my bull case. Like that business is amazing. It's going to keep growing and it's going to compound. And Facebook still is 30% compounding. It's kind of crazy, right? And it's tanking. That's what's amazing here. Oculus, if nobody's been using it, please try it out in your chat, even if you hate Facebook, because it's such an amazing product. And the fact that it's only like $300, you don't need to tether it to a computer like everybody else, by the way. I did my research on all the other VR systems.
It is clunky, though.
Right now it is, but they're the only...
It is what?
No, it's a little clunky. You have to figure out how to use it.
Okay. I mean, but it's
I
also
agree
like
with
a freaking...
Have you seen the first cell phones, by the way?
It was like holding a baby.
Look at them right now.
Hello?
No, but my point is like, this is the beginning, and Facebook is spending $10 billion, which everybody considers a waste right now, to win a massive space. And don't get me wrong, Apple's there too, maybe Google, but we're talking about that this is going to be a massive industry, right? Just like the metaverse, not only gaming, and I know people keep talking about gaming. I feel this whole thing is developing to education, to meetings, like the Zoom stuff that'll happening on VR.
I remember those.
My point is that it's growing bigger, and yeah, there you go. That was a cell phone back in the day.
Guy's holding a laptop to his face right now.
So everybody's not thinking about how Facebook will monetize the new metaverse the same way they monetize the Web 2.0. They're basically going to do ads. But now they're selling games and hardware, so they're going to make their profits from there. So that's my bull case. And I actually have a video in it. If anyone cares, they can search VR Vitaly and find the Facebook video that only 5 people have watched.
You call yourself VR Vitaly because of virtual reality? Is that why?
I like that name. I changed it. Yeah, VR Vitaly. That's right.
Okay, so your bull case is metaverse will happen. Ads will be in the metaverse. Yes. Not yet. Ads will be in the metaverse, and those ads will be distributed through Facebook's centralized platform, which means they will monetize the shit out of the metaverse.
You're going to want safe places to go. Even companies will want like meetings and meeting rooms. They're going to want to use a safe product. And whether you like it or not, Facebook provides that sort of a platform.
Now, what if you're wrong? What if people don't just assume, like, open mind? What if people don't give a fuck about the metaverse? Like,
well, that's why I have the real business still behind me, still compounding. It's still compounding. So I don't think I'll lose any money on this.
Now, what if people just stop like scrolling through the ads? What if they stop scrolling through Instagram? What if Instagram gets boring? What if Facebook gets boring?
I don't know. Unless you're saying TikTok is taking over some
respect, maybe that. My argument is just like these social media things, they could go away whenever. I think we all have to understand how vulnerable
it's been 20 years for Facebook.
But look, we've talked about this actually since Facebook like trounced, like decimated MySpace. What other major social media platform has been disrupted? I mean, other than Vine, which was Twitter, just got rid of it, right? But I mean, what else is really
nobody? No one's
it's really hard.
It's Twitter. Twitter's the other one, and they don't know how to monetize shit. So there you go.
Yeah. Twitter and Twitter doesn't even have the daily active users that Facebook. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's 2 billion. What is it, Dave? 2 billion or 3 billion? I forgot what it was.
Facebook has 1.93, I think, billion monthly active. Twitter.
That's like Facebook itself. No, that's Facebook proper. All the properties I think are around 3 billion.
Yeah, and Twitter has 300 million daily actives. Facebook must be at like 700 million daily actives or something if they have 3 billion monthly actives. So Carlos, why don't you have Facebook?
Well, look, I was there. Day IPO. I was there. $5,000. I told them I was at Ogilvy and May there. I was working at a job, and I said at 3 p.m. I'm stopping everything I'm doing. I got to put some money into Facebook, and I bought it at the IPO at $35, and I rode that up for a while, and I made some good money on it. It's not that I'm bearish. I'm not bearish on Facebook. I don't disagree with it. Like what Vitaly is saying, if that happens, it's going to be a fantastic return. I'm just saying that you can get that return somewhere else with a company that I would not feel comfortable with it. You know, I have a daughter, right? And you see the research out there. We know that social media is harmful to people. And we've seen Mark Zuckerberg in front of Congress enough times to know that there's something shady going on. You have the whistleblower. We're getting this information. Like, let's not kid ourselves. This is not a good company. It's not like a Tesla where they get up in the morning thinking, how can we make the world better? You know what I mean? That's not the goal there. And we have plenty of information from outside and even from the inside. So personally, I do feel like there's a certain karma to your money, right? If you
all this stuff you're talking about, does it translate to business like logic in terms of less use?
Yes, because yes. So that's the moral argument. Like personally, I feel like you are voting with your dollar. You're giving them money to do more of what they do. Having a daughter, seeing the impacts. I mean, you know what? I'm going to find another place to get my 3, 4, 5x. The bear case, if I have to make one for Facebook, is I don't think the metaverse is going to be a big thing. I don't think people want to walk around with VR glasses all day. I don't think Mark's vision of me getting up in the morning and working out in VR, then going to a meeting in VR, then watching a movie with friends in VR. I just don't think that's going to happen. I don't see that as a thing that people want to do, especially now.
Let me follow up. If let's say the VR thing doesn't happen, Facebook still has 3 billion users. Where are they going? And where's the money going?
Facebook has 3 billion users, but they are having a hard time capturing the new generation from things like TikTok.
He's not wrong on that, Vitaly. You can't say he's wrong.
What I'm saying is the average age of the person on Facebook, the active user monthly, is getting older and older and older. And those old folks are not transitioning to VR. There's no next platform for them. And so the only way Facebook's going to work now is if they capture the young market in a new emerging market. It's doubly difficult because their old market, I think, is going to go away. And so I'm not as bullish on the metaverse. I actually think that when Apple enters the metaverse or whatever the VR world is, that's who I think is actually going to do it right. Because Apple right now they have everything. They have the tech, they have the built-in user base. I think they have a clearer path to do it. And
his argument is the competition is coming, which we keep talking about for Tesla.
No.
Competition is coming.
Not the competition is coming because I don't think that Facebook, this metaverse, is going to take off. And to your point, because you like to say this a lot, that I use Facebook. Number one, Facebook is important for my business. Number two, I don't invest in gas companies.
Do you see? Guys, comment, please comment.
Let me explain. In my business, people need to check you, right? It's like having a LinkedIn page, right?
Yeah.
You just need to have that as
a resume. It's a virtual resume.
Social proof. You just need that. The other thing too is that is a way that some people communicate to get work. So in terms of the functionality of it, yes, it's there. Facebook will never make money off of guys like me that are using it to post things to get jobs. It's not. We're not the active user that they're looking for. That they're really.
Yeah, Carlos not scrolling through ads all day. At the end of the day, you got.
I'm not. I'm going in there to a group, sending something, and I'm out.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
The other part. The other part of it is, I don't invest in say oil companies, but I need gas for my car. That's how I look at it. I need gas for my car, so I use it. But the moment I had the chance to, I got my solar, got my EVs, and I'm out. And the moment I don't need Facebook anymore, I'll be gone. No,
I get what you're saying. The monetization part is wrong because as soon as you're on Facebook, they know your location, they know what you like. Chris, I think you're in my new.
I'm going to sub to your channel.
Guys, go on Chris and say freelancer finance is legit. Go on Chris's channel and say freelancer finance is legit.
Hold on. That I gave one. This is 2.
You got to give me one, man.
And it's
Come on.
3.
I agree. All right, Adam.
Well, no. This is my point. But hold on. This is my point.
Then we got 4. Dave does.
There we go. He's winning. He's winning.
Agree with Carlos.
This is something we won't find the answer to for 5 years.
Yeah.
It's this is literally we have to wait 5 years to a decade for this to play out. The metaverse and all. This is not next year. This is not that kind of a bet. I'm actually okay. Let me give another little point. I'm okay waiting for. Sometimes I don't need a 10x in a certain stock. That's why I bought Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's my risk play, right? Facebook is not my risk play. Facebook is I know I'm never going to zero.
But you're saying it's a large cap you have exposure to that's less risky. But if Carlos is right on his analysis, that means that.
I think he's totally wrong on the analysis.
That could be on Google instead, which I think is a much more safer play than.
Well, I have Google too, by the way.
But you could have more safe.
Yeah, I have more Facebook. You're right.
Unless your average on Facebook is so low that it doesn't matter. But
yeah, I have more Facebook now because it's been beaten down more. So I was buying it heavier as it went down.
So 4 points.
Well, I'm not going to win this. There's a lot of haters for Facebook. So.
And I actually agree with Vitaly on
this. I secede.
Point very heavily. I mean. I don't think the metaverse is happening. I think the ads business is great, but damn it, if they have a couple quarters where people aren't scrolling as much as they are, like,
but honestly, I think the investment in the metaverse really was like, he bet the company on this.
He's betting
I think he knows that if this doesn't work out, it's over.
No, he was on a podcast where he said, I don't think Facebook should just be a collection of blog posts anymore. When he said that, it was on the Verge podcast in May 2021. I was like, this motherfucker is done with this he's done with it. He's on to the next thing. And either it's going to work or it's not going to work. Is that
I want to make a point about Mark Zuckerberg. People have been saying he's going to fail for 20 years now. Literally, you can go back every couple of years. Facebook stock tanks 50, 60%. Take a look at the history of the chart and always recovers. So
Zucks is a shrewd operator.
He's a very shrewd operator.
I wouldn't bet against Zucks.
He's a smart dude. Okay. He destroyed two taller, cuter brothers, as we know. You forgot the guys who rowed boats.
The
Gemini guys.
The Winklevoss twins.
Winklevosses, yes.
Winklevoss, right. I'm saying he's a shrewd operator and has been for a long time. Yeah. So to discount everything he's done just because you don't like Facebook, it's like you're not an investor.
No. But here's the thing. Even if I believe that you could make that money somewhere else. It's like you could make good money if you invest in some oil companies, get your dividend. You could make money in companies that you don't necessarily.
I don't think Facebook is an oil company, but okay, sure.
I'm just saying, like, it's a personal. This is where it gets to a personal thing. Like,
can't fail. He's a robot.
But actually, one of the things that sparked this conversation was a great interview that he did with Lex Friedman. See, when he did that interview with Lex Friedman, I watched the whole thing, and I saw the human being software that they installed in Mark Zuckerberg, because he actually came off like a human being. And I think if he does more of that, I think that would help people. Because look, you are investing in the CEO. Like, I'm giving my money to Elon Musk, right? Because I believe he's going to execute. My worry is that if I give the money to Mark and he does execute, we're going to have a bunch of ruined generation that will not be able to connect in real life. And what are the effects of that on society? Like, I know that if Elon Musk succeeds, we have clean air. We might, we'll have clean air. They'll have UBI because the robots will be doing the work. We'll have, clean energy. You can just look, if this guy maximalist thinking, the world is a fundamentally much better place if he reaches his stated goals. If Mark Zuckerberg reaches his stated goals and we're all home all day in VR, like everywhere we go, I don't think that's a
stated goal. You're just twisting words around.
No, but Vitaly, that has to be. They make money through ads in the metaverse. How do you monetize attention? People have to have their attention. Their time
be sitting there on this
in the metaverse, right?
Like, I agree, but right now, what's happening? There is a transition happening. If you're paying attention to it, the hardware. He's actually started a hardware business, and I think someone put in your comments they should have done a phone business. Maybe that would have been good too. Like, they're in the hardware business now. Now they're monetizing. They're getting 30% of not ad revenue, selling the games, like the games that are coming in. They get 30% of that income. So they're diversifying their business. So it's becoming bigger. And I think Mark wants to make that transition directly from ads to something bigger. That's what he's trying to do. I'm not saying ads are going away. I'm just saying he's increasing the scope of his business, and we should all be happier as investors, but a lot of investors are not happy yet. I think I will be totally fine with this investment. That's all I'll say. I think I'm done with Facebook. That's it.
If I have to look into my crystal ball, how I think it's going to work out is Facebook will build a base. But right now, I think the base is like those hardcore video gamers. That's what I really think the base of the.
Well, that's where it starts. Like in internet, it started with porno. Okay. And for gaming systems, it starts with games.
Yeah. Sure. But I feel that the trajectory, the way it's going to go, the actual device that's going to be mass adopted will be when Apple enters the AR space. You have an Apple Watch. They've learned how to miniaturize these devices. They have the amazing battery tech. They have the best screens in the world, the Retina screens. All of their separate devices will come together in a headset that I think people will be able to wear, like what Google Glass was meant to be. I think, in other words, AR, not VR, is going to be the thing that blows up. It's a heads-up display in your car. It's you walking down the street.
They're working on AR too, by the way. I don't know if you saw it. They are working on AR.
Okay, but
hold on. I'll give you that. Let's say you're right. Okay, for the investors who are left in this podcast, by the way, let's say Carlos is right, and Apple competition is coming. They recently released, I think, 5 years from now. Congratulations, Apple. They take over AR and VR. There's an Android, and that's Facebook.
What you're saying for
Android is not worth nothing. It is worth multiple billions of dollars, trillions at this point.
Oh,
so you're totally ignoring that there's a whole market and an ecosystem being built right now that they have, and someone's just going to come and take it. I mean, this is always the fallacy of like investing. That is way easier to say than do.
But hold on, Apple doesn't really have the largest market.
When are you going to back me up, Amit?
in most of the Apple doesn't have the largest market share in most of the businesses that they're really dominant. They don't sell the most cell phones in the world. They just have massive high margins. So they don't need to sell the same number of units as Oculus would. They're just going to have the sexy device that you put it on. It just works. It seamlessly integrates with your whole life. And I think that's why I think in terms of margins, they're going to win.
Okay, I think I lost this no matter what happens.
Maybe.
The thing is, I agree with everything Carlos is saying. But the one thing that Vitaly's saying is, given the startup world that I come from, network effects, getting people in one place and keeping their attention, it's a winner takes all game. And the reason Facebook's been there,
winner take most,
winner take most, and it's very difficult. And I know, like, maybe you and me don't use Facebook that much anymore, but like, there's 2.5 billion people posting content daily, and as long as that's happening, it's not slowing down. And TikTok's great, but it's like those are short form videos that's not really connecting with your friends and your family, like your memory.
It's a Chinese company taking all our. I mean, like, that's even worse.
Yeah, but just from a pure business perspective, like Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, that three-headed monster is not going away. Now, I agree with you, Carlos. I don't give a shit about the metaverse, but just on pure ads, Facebook is trading like 20 times lower than it should be. It should be like a $600 stock when it's a $300 stock. After you do the numbers, they're doing a $70 billion cash buyback. So outside of the moral case, I think it's massively undervalued.
It's a 16 forward PE.
Yes, exactly. That's the number I was looking
for. It's insane. Anyone who doesn't understand money at all is not buying this. Anyone who does understand is buying this right now. You watch when all the institutional investors have made their doubles next year. They're all coming out. Yes, we love Facebook. We bought it. Blah blah blah. There's an easy double there.
Yeah, but Facebook,
for investors. But hold on, investors. I'm talking to investors now, not haters. For investors, you should really take a look. If you like money, I'm here for some money, buddies. I don't know what you're here for.
Oh, what I'm saying is, I forgot my point.
Yeah, there you go.
I think Carlos, you're right on the moral case. The problem is, I don't know if the moral case translates to business here. That's the only thing I have.
Yeah.
Okay, you reminded me of my point. My point is the reason why they're only at a 16 PE is because of the moral.
No,
I don't think people trust Mark Zuckerberg with their money. I don't trust him with my daughter's attention. I wouldn't trust him with my money. I don't trust the company. You know what I'm saying?
The people who control this are so much bigger than me and you as retail investors. They're institutions. They could care less about.
Yeah, but they don't like their CEO. They don't like a CEO.
They're buying Halliburton right now. By the way, and all the energy stocks are shooting it to the moon.
The CEO of Halliburton's not sitting in front of Congress like a robot every day trying to defend his basic system. Halliburton doesn't have whistleblowers coming out saying they're aware of what they're doing.
I think he's defending Halliburton.
I'm not defending. I'm just saying, as an investor, an institutional investor, they've got way more to lose than us. Right. So are you going to want to put a substantial position? Any one day something could happen. Facebook's very vulnerable to attack in that sense.
I think right now you're right. I think right now it is.
They're really vulnerable to
attack. Hold on. That's where the opportunity lays. When Tesla was being shorted to oblivion and me and you were buying it at 200 pre-split, it was very vulnerable.
But I think it is really vulnerable. But I think what props that stock up is people's belief in Elon Musk. You've got these long-term holders who just believe in his mission.
You're right about this. The problem is 3 billion people, as you said, for your business, are using this daily. So Mark Zuckerberg could be the most evil person in the world. The problem is 3 billion people are using his shit to get shit done every day. That's just the problem.
Right, but it's not like Amazon where they can infinitely grow because they need the users. The users need to.
And that's where you've got somewhat of a bear case.
This is where I'm saying
that user growth declines, you've got a bear case. But
this
mark for that user growth.
The bull case on Facebook is like inversely proportional to the age of the users. There's a time frame. They must achieve this before the average age is so old that we start to see Facebook's revenue dry out. So I don't know.
I mean, honestly, okay, let's say you're right again. I'll say this last thing.
Also, if you guys think they're amazing, subscribe to their channel in the description right now. We're about to end it in like 2 minutes, so definitely check them out. Go ahead.
This is like debate class.
When you said that, when we first interviewed you, and you said that, when you said I was like a professional, like we said debating, I was like, oh man, I could talk to this guy forever. I like, it's like a martial art.
Right.
It really is a martial art. It's different styles, right? I love that debate. I really enjoyed that part of the conversation when we spoke to you the first time.
Yeah.